Welcome to the Tea Huddle.
Your only source for gridiron gossip. If you think Justin Herbert is finally a good quarterback,
or if you think he is a hero for saving Madison Beer from a basketball courtside at a Lakers game,
then this is the podcast for you.
Was he not a good Is he now a good quarterback?
He's always had a really good arm, and everyone keeps saying that he every season is this is his year. He's gonna be really good, but it just
he didn't have a famous hot girlfriend yet.
No, he didn't. And then
and now he does.
Yeah, then he just all of a sudden had the Riz.
Yeah, they went to a Chargers Halloween party together, dressed up like sailors.
They were sailors?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't
Couple's
see these.
costume.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
it's all happening.
Yeah, you're really in the trenches of a relationship when you're doing couples costumes.
Definitely. But so he won this week. He's good now.
He won the costume contest?
No, he won the football contest.
Yes. No, he won. He had once they kissed on the sidelines, he had a string of losses, and it looked like the Riz was gone.
Yeah.
But no, they did just pull off a win.
Okay, good.
And yeah, he's putting up very good numbers. He has always been a good quarterback. It's sort of like the Chargers are cursed. They've kind of have always been sort of cursed.
Oh.
They had Phillip Rivers was for a 10-year quarterback for them, had some of the best quarterback numbers in history, but hardly ever made the playoffs. Just
wow. And I've never heard of him. He has no name recognition to me whatsoever.
He has 10 children. That's his thing.
Okay.
Is that he has an entire offense of kids.
Cam Newton this past week just had his 9th child.
Yeah, he's trying to compete with Phil Rivers, putting up Phil Rivers numbers.
Yeah. Tyreek, he's got more than the O-line.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, I think Cam Newton is with a number of different women. So is Tyreek.
Correct. But Phil Rivers is he's
a one-woman man.
Okay.
10 kids.
Wow. I'm exhausted just thinking about that.
Seriously. But yeah, Chargers got a win. This was sort of a wild week for shitty teams. The Jets and the Dolphins were able to pull off wins, and the Ravens, after their woes in the first half of the season, even without Lamar, they were able to get a win. Good
for them. We love an underdog.
We do here at the Tea Huddle.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to start today talking about this year's favorite rookie running back who was taken far too early, Cam Skattebo. We never got a chance to actually dive deep into this delightful little psychopath.
I know, because as soon as he came onto our radars, now he's off them again.
It's just such a Giants thing, the fate of the Giants for them to have this flash in the pan hot running back, only to see his ankle get torn apart.
Yeah, I haven't watched the video yet because I've heard it's bad.
Yeah, it's really bad. It's so bad that the Fox broadcast didn't even show replays of it.
Really?
You had to be watching it live, and then it was so gnarly that they didn't show it to you again.
But it was clipped on the internet.
Yes, and when I was doing research for this bit, because I wasn't watching the game at the time, I got a good look at it, and they shouldn't have shown that on TV. that was
really.
Oh my God, it's gnarly.
Now I kind of feel like I need to find it.
His ankle just turns completely around.
Oh.
It just, and you can just, even with the helmet on, you can see the panic with his body language and on his face. Just imagine looking down and just you can't even see your foot because it's pointing in the other direction.
No, terrible.
It's crazy.
But a little context. So Cam Skattebo, like you said, rookie running back for the Giants. He came on our radars 2 or 3 weeks ago when...
Yeah, weeks 1 and 2, there was a little chatter about him, but then he started actually putting in touchdowns and running people over. And
then became just as known online for his personality as for his, points, skills, and his dynamic with quarterback Jackson Dart. They're 2 peas in a pod. The video of them nuzzling each other, it's sort of like a playful headbutt. It reminds me of Nala and what's his name from
Nala and Simba.
Nala and Simba, when they're falling in love in The Lion King, and they're head butting each other in an affectionate way. That is what Jackson Dart and Cam Skattebo were doing on on the sidelines.
It is a bit romantic.
Yeah.
I mean, this has been lauded as like one of the best bromances
Yeah.
of the the last few years in the NFL. They really are a match made in heaven.
Match made somewhere.
Maybe not in heaven.
Match made in detention.
Yeah. It's very it's like very bulldog energy between these two. I guess in college he was nicknamed the Carnage Creator. But even better than that, I think my favorite comment of the entire season is referring to Cam Skattebo as a crayon eater.
Yeah. He does seem to have that energy.
Like there are like smart, cerebral running backs like your Christian McCaffrey, who is just like really thinks about the game in a deep way, or you have your crayon eaters who just want to tear shit up and just run people over, and that's their motivation. And he certainly falls into the latter category. But yeah, that tackle that took him down, and it does look like linebacker Zach Bond on the Eagles is going to get fined retroactively because it was a hip drop tackle that a couple of years ago they made that illegal, sort of a new illegal tackle. And it sort of makes sense because like the way that the hip drop tackle works, he does like land, he grabs his body and he pulls him down and he lands on his ankle. Like that directly dislocated his ankle. And that was season's done. And that fine is going to be somewhere between $17,000 and $23,000 for Zach Bond.
It's a lot of money.
And Skattebo is dealing with his own fine from interfering with the concussion protocol.
Right. Yes. So was this 2 weeks ago?
2 or 3 weeks ago.
2 or 3 weeks ago, Jackson Dart looked like he got a concussion. He was brought into the blue tent where what's supposed to happen is a doctor checks concussion protocol, makes sure you can follow his finger with your eyes. I don't know what concussion protocol is. None of us should know because we're not supposed to be in the blue tent. Only the doctor is supposed to be in the blue tent.
Exactly.
And everybody's going in the blue tent. Brian Dable's going in the blue tent. Cam Skattebo is going in the blue tent. It's like a happy hour in the blue tent. And then a second later, Jackson Dart comes out and goes right back on the field. Like anyone would have been able to tell that concussion protocol was not followed in that tent. And the league agrees today.
Yeah, the league looked into this, and Dable's really getting hit. He's getting a $100,000 fine.
Even if you're an NFL coach and you make good money, like you're gonna notice that you used to have $100,000 that you don't have anymore.
Totally.
His wife is gonna be pissed.
So pissed, like just because you wanted to huff and puff inside the blue tent, and like,
but not even huff and puff. You wanted to go in there and tell him he doesn't have a concussion. Yeah. Like risk his health and get him out there so that I can win this football game.
I mean, that's how much they didn't want Russell Wilson to go into the game.
Yeah, that's got to hurt your feelings.
Everybody's breaking protocol.
We're willing to risk this young man's life so that you are not on the field.
Yeah, we're going to save you so that we can put Jackson Dart in there.
So everybody's fined. Everyone's hurt, everyone's fined, and everyone's concussed.
Yep, it's getting
on the Giants.
It's getting messy over there on the Giants. We'll see if they can keep this momentum up without Skattebo. I feel like that crazy little bulldog was carrying a lot of this energy. And
the chemistry between Jackson Dart and Skattebo was, and you could tell Jackson Dart was devastated when his friend got snapped.
He did get snapped. But in rare form, Eagles fans at the Link gave Skattebo a standing ovation as he was being carted away.
Do we call Lincoln? We call it the Link?
Oh, yeah.
The field?
Yeah.
That is cute.
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
The Link is known sort of nationwide, but definitely in Philly.
Oh, I'll see you at the Link. Mm-hmm. You going to the Link on Sunday? I love that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got arrested at the Link. Spent the night in the drunk tank.
At the Link. Sorry for the interruption.
No, it was just sort of rare form for the Eagles fans to give it up for a division rival.
Yeah.
There's definitely some mutual respect there.
That's nice. Cam Skattebo tweeted just the other day that, like, thank you to everybody for taking such good care of him in the hospital, and thank you to Philly for treating him so well, and that he's not done. BRB, he said in his tweet.
Oh, that's cute.
And then Big Dom, who we all know and love, he's the Eagles security.
Yeah, head of security,
which is like maybe code for mafia boss.
Sort of.
Allegedly, in quotes, whatever, apparently he brought Philly cheesesteaks and pizza to Cam in the hospital, which is really cute.
It really is. It's just like even more of a sign of respect. You don't often see this among division rivals. I don't think, but it's really pretty cool to bring their the Philadelphia signature dish to the hospital. Like, nobody had to do that.
No, especially Big Dom probably had like people to threaten, and
oh yeah, he's got to go collect.
Yeah, exactly. And he made time in his busy schedule to stop by the hospital.
Yeah, no, there was
maybe he had a doctor to shake down while he was there.
Yeah, something nearby the hospital.
He had
an appointment.
Just kidding.
Yeah, it's all jokes, everybody.
Yeah. All right, this next top story is a sad one. Last week, it was announced that 36-year-old former Buccaneers running back Doug Martin passed away. The headlines were that he passed away during a struggle with the police during a break-in. So the language was, and still is, really vague. At first, it sounded like maybe his home was broken into, and in that struggle, he ended up dying. But it became clear that it was not his home, which means that he was the one who broke into somebody else's home.
Yeah, the release of information here was very sort of disjointed and vague and strange. It was really hard to grasp what actually was happening at first.
Definitely. Over the past week, more details have come out, specifically from his family. They said that he's had mental health struggles over the past few years and that they were trying to get him help. It has come out that over the summer, he checked himself into a rehab facility. According to reports, he tested positive for cocaine and methamphetamine when he checked in, and was also in possession of fentanyl and a hunting knife. Apparently, during that stay, he had a psychotic episode and had jumped off of a second floor balcony when he was found by people who worked at the facility. He was described as being extremely paranoid. So after that incident, and then there was like a scuffle, they were trying to restrain him, and he was very combative. So after that, he was placed on a 72-hour psychiatric hold. His family said in the statement that they released that Doug battled mental health challenges that profoundly impacted his personal and professional life. Ultimately, mental illness proved to be the one opponent from which Doug could not run. Doug's parents were actively seeking medical assistance for him and had contacted local authorities for support. Feeling overwhelmed and disoriented, Doug fled his home during the night and entered a neighbor's residence 2 doors down, where he was taken into police custody. An investigation into what transpired as he was detained is underway. So it sounds like he knew there were issues. His family knew there were issues. His family felt like it had escalated to a point where they needed to call and have authorities intervene. And when they found him in the neighbor's residence, they brought him into custody. And then once he was in custody, he was then unresponsive. So, nothing has come out that says there was a
struggle with.
Yeah, nothing saying explicitly there was a struggle with the police, which in turn led to him no longer living. But this is what it all sounds like.
Yeah, there's like a big piece missing in the information here, and maybe the family is hopes that that this keeps as private as possible.
Yeah.
It does really seem like the police killed this guy.
Yeah.
It's
right. Like, what happened in between when he was taken into custody, when this mentally unwell person, maybe going through a psychotic break, was brought into custody, and then he was dead. Like that part is missing.
Yeah. The passive voice that I've been seeing in some of these reports is like a little unnerving. It just like Doug Martin was found unresponsive while in police custody. Like, okay, the police had him when he was alive, and then he all of a sudden was unresponsive, and they found him like that. It's just very intentionally vague. Don't want to jump to any conclusions, but it just seems like things went awry.
It's super sad. And like, even if this story didn't end with him passing away, it's still so sad that this guy was obviously unwell. And I read that his autopsy is going to, check to see if CTE could be part of what led to his issues.
Yeah, really sad story, and we feel for the family of Doug Martin.
Definitely.
I read that he was right before this incident that ended in his death. He was telling people that were close to him that he was feeling overwhelmed. That was the word that he was using.
That's sad.
Yeah. Well, rest in peace, Doug Martin.
Yeah.
It's time for us to get into our segments, and of course that means welcoming the one and only Kelly. What's up, Kelly?
What's up? How you guys doing?
Oh, we're great. We just had one very funny segment and one pretty sad segment, but we're happy to move on with you.
Another great week of football in the books. I'm happy to be here. Happy to be doing these segments with you guys.
Yeah. Another win for the Patriots too.
Another win for the Patriots, man. I'm loving this season.
Yeah. It's just great to be in the hunt and have a team to root for.
And have no expectations going into it. That's the best part.
Drake May's looking pretty good. It's been pretty fun.
Yeah, well, I'll have to gush on my favorite coach of all time later in this episode, but
yeah, we weren't sure about Vrabel at the beginning of the season, but the conversation has changed.
It has changed.
All right, well, it's been a while, but it was bound to happen sooner or later. It is time to step out of the car.
Step out of the car, Adrian Peterson. Step out of the car.
Now, this man he's a retired NFL player. He hasn't played for a little while, but it's still worth talking about. The former Minnesota Vikings MVP running back, sort of a legend over there in Minnesota, cannot seem to keep himself out of trouble.
Yeah, you don't usually like talking about retired players, but this guy has just had quite the history stepping out of the car that it's worth us to spend some time on him.
He was just such a valuable player in his time, and then he just has remained in the headlines ever since he retired because of what you're about to hear.
Yeah, early Sunday morning, Adrian Peterson was arrested for a DWI and unlawful carrying of a weapon. He blew a 0.14 blood alcohol content, which is almost double the legal limit.
Yeah, this is his second DUI in a year, but this happened in Sugar Land, Texas, and he apparently is still in jail at the moment of this recording.
Yeah, well, when you've been arrested for DUIs twice in 1 year, I think you should probably keep them in prison.
Yeah, keep him locked up. But yeah, this isn't his first time. He's got a long history of trouble with the law. How did this all start? I think it started when he was an active player. He had a saga.
Yeah, back in 2014, Adrian got arrested for child negligence. He was whipping his child to discipline him in public, and he was found guilty and suspended from the NFL.
Yeah, this was a big deal. This made like a real cultural splash. And there was just a lot of conversation about child discipline in certain parts of the country and in certain cultures. And because he didn't deny any of it, I don't think. I think it was very above board, and he was sort of supporting this method of discipline.
Yeah, but the public was not so much.
No. Yeah, he was sort of a pariah after this. But it wasn't just this story about abusing his kid. He was terrible with money. In 2018, he was ordered to repay a Minnesota bank for defaulting on a loan.
And then also in 2018, he was sued by a different loan company for not paying back a loan. So this guy is not good with money. I think they finally reached a settlement with this one loan company, with a second loan company, and then he didn't pay that. So I think they ended up seizing some of his assets, including his Rookie of the Year and MVP trophies. So at least they got to recoup some of that money. But
yeah,
at that point.
And that's wild. An NFL MVP trophy for a running back is like sort of extremely rare. Those like only go to quarterbacks. He's like, I think, one of the only non-quarterbacks in the last 2 decades to get an MVP.
Yeah, you think you want to hold on to that, and
seriously,
I'm sure you got money somewhere.
Yeah, really. I don't know. Maybe
Sell your car.
Maybe he's just that bad. And then he wasn't done there. In 2022, he was arrested for a domestic violence incident with his wife on a moving plane in the air. The plane was forced to go back to the airport.
Yeah, this is crazy.
The plane was forced to go back to the airport and land. He was detained in the airport, like holding cell. He had to post a $50,000 bond and get to get out of the Los Angeles airport police's custody.
Imagine being on that flight.
Totally. Like this
Scary.
This huge NFL player is having a crazy blowout with his wife. They're obviously not listening to anybody, any sort of authority up there. They have to turn the plane around and bring everyone back to where they started from. Like, that sucks.
Yeah. At first you see him on the plane, you're like, sick, I'm on the plane with Adrian Peterson. And shortly that turns into, never mind.
Yeah, exactly. Like, no, this sucks now.
I did hear that the charges were later dropped. His wife said that he didn't hit her and it was just a verbal argument.
Sure, maybe it wasn't physical. It still was crazy enough to turn the damn plane
Turn the
around.
whole plane, exactly.
Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, wouldn't want to be on a plane with Adrian Peterson.
No way.
In 2024, the saga continues. 2 warrants were issued for his arrest in Texas for failing to appear in court for separate child support cases. As we know, he has no money to pay, parents seems.
Yeah, geez. And as we mentioned before, earlier this year, during the NFL draft, I think it was the morning after, like, the first night of the draft, he got another DUI, or got his first DUI, which also he blew a .14 BAC. So at least he's consistent with his drinking and driving.
Yeah, it's 2 DUIs in 6 months.
Yeah, but this man's like hitting all the stops. This might be the most, like, usually, like, some of these guys get arrested for like the same thing over and over again. They're like real recidivists, but this guy really spreads it out.
Yeah, pretty diverse. There's some money issues, some abuse.
Domestic violence, DUIs.
Child endangerment. He's done it all.
He's got it all. Jesus Christ.
Well, we'll see what happens with his latest arrest, and maybe they'll keep him for some extra.
Yeah, let's just take this guy's license away forever.
Yeah, let's not see him on any planes, trains, automobiles.
No, house arrest sounds like the right move.
Great football player, not a great civilian.
Yeah, not a great guy.
Enough talking about this not so great guy. There's someone who deserves a special shout out in our segment called Coach Crush.
Oh, yeah.
This next segment is about a coach who makes us feel a certain way. Someone we can rely on. Someone who understands.
Coach Crush.
Today's Coach Crush has 3 Super Bowl rings as a player, 6 wins this season as the new head coach of the Patriots, and the respect of everyone in the locker room. He is Mike Vrabel. Oh yeah, Mike Vrabel is certainly worthy of this segment called Coach Crush. I've got so much that I love about this guy, but tell us a little bit about Vrabel, Kelly.
Yeah, let's take a minute to talk about how we all love Mike. It seems like he's loved by not only us Patriots fans, but all of his former teams, former players, fans, even opposing crowds. When the Patriots played the Titans 2 weeks ago, the Titans crowd was chanting his name, Vrabel, Vrabel, which I think is awesome. Vrabel went on to coach the Titans in 2018. He was there until 2024 when he was fired, but it's nice to see that the crowd still respects him. I'm sure they miss him this season.
Yeah, that was
not doing so great.
totally. Yeah, Titans are terrible right now, but that was really great to see. He was received so well. It was sort of a revenge game, and he came in and won that game on his old stomping grounds. So yeah, I bet they wish they still had Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, but it's nice to see they still respected him even though he beat them. After that game, his own team, Patriots players, seemed to love him as well. Drake May ended up giving him the game ball and said, Coach Vrabel, we love playing for you. We're glad you're our head coach. We love you, coach. And everyone started cheering, and that's the energy you want in the locker room.
Yeah, it really,
especially with a young team.
Totally. It looked like everybody was so happy to be there. So it was just like, it was very inspiring as a Pats fan to see that kind of energy. Like, everyone was really psyched and just on the same page.
Yeah, it seems like all the players are respecting him. I mean, yeah, you could tell everyone's getting along on the Patriots. Even our guy Stephon Diggs seems thrilled with Vrabel. So
yeah, wow. Yeah, so far Stephon has not been this like wedge of division that we predicted he was going to be.
Vrabel's keeping them all upbeat, but it's not only just the players. He also has respect for females who are involved in the league, which we obviously love to see here in the T Huddle.
This is the biggest reason for the coach crush.
For the coach crush.
Yeah.
When Vrabel started his head coaching gig on the Titans, he always began his pressers by singling out Teresa Walker, who was a reporter for the Associated Press. She was always the first one to get the question when he started coaching the Titans, and they were reunited when he was at the game a few weeks ago, and so that was a really sweet moment. And now in Foxborough, he kept that energy. He starts all press conferences with Karen Q, another female reporter. She's at every home game, but I guess she doesn't travel that frequently. And after the Bills game, Vrabel called her out. It was like, Karen, you missed a great game. So, you could tell he's buds with all the female reporters.
Yeah, and I saw him, in that interview talking about just how tough it is for a woman in this industry to make a name for herself. And so he's just always been there for them and trying to give them a boost in their career and giving them like the first question, which is just really a really conscientious thing to do for somebody's career.
Yeah, let's make the NFL a good workplace for us females. But,
yeah, seriously.
And it's not just women. He just seems like a good dude all around. I saw he congratulate a reporter last weekend for covering the Patriots for 25 years, who he said he appreciated all that he's done for the Patriots organization. He's been covering the team since he was a player for the Pats, and just starting that kind of conversation when he's being interviewed is a good move.
Yeah, so far he hasn't had like a single like bad moment on the mic. To my knowledge, he's been like really put together and respectful, like about his own, especially about his own team and about everybody that he's dealing with. It just seems like he's sort of a step ahead of like the NFL culture. It's cool to see.
It's very opposite of what we're used to in Foxborough with Belichick, but hey, it worked for the time. The way Bill did it. Now we're in a new time, so
yeah, it's a different era.
And one other thing that Mike's changing up from the Bill era is the Patriots have been introduced as a team since 2001. Right before the game starts, when they're home, they all run out together. There's Crazy Train playing, and they run out. Edelman used to run down all the way and spike the ball at the end. But
what the announcer would just say, like, you're New England Patriots, and they would all come out at once?
Yeah, exactly. And all run out. But now a lot of teams do this. And what Vrabel, he made the switch on Sunday. So now the players are running out into the middle of the field, like one by one, with the offensive starters getting introduced individually. So when he was asked about it after the game, he said, I just feel like these guys put a lot of work in, and I like to recognize them individually. hopefully our fans can embrace that and get excited for them. It's something I feel like we wanted to do, create some energy early and get them to recognize the players' efforts and allow these fans to support us, which they did.
I think this is really cool. And it's, teams get caught up in sort of superstitions, especially when you have an era of success. So, like when the Pats were introduced just as a team under in the Belichick Brady era, like of course you want to sort of hang on to whatever that is. But this is a whole new chapter. Like we have a very, very different team than we did now, and
very young team.
Yeah, and Vrabel sort of wants to put his stamp on it and do things a little different. So I support this.
I do too. I mean, I am like, kind of against change at the same time, but I'm willing to go to a game if anyone wants to invite me and watch this and see how I feel about it in person. I love that. I think, he wants to get the teams excited and confident because they're all new. And, I think Drake was like, I don't know how I feel about this being the spotlight, which, seems like a very Drake May thing.
Yeah, right. But no, he wants to give credit where credit's due. And I think this is pretty cool.
Yeah, he's not afraid. He's not afraid to mix things up, which Patriots definitely need this season, and it's working. So
yeah, and I think one of the reasons he likes being in Foxborough is because they are giving him a lot of control. I think Bob Kraft is sort of treating him like Belichick. They're really letting him run the show, which I heard is one of the reasons he didn't really get along with the front office in Tennessee. He wanted more control. He really wanted to be the boss, and I guess they didn't love that.
Yeah, well, it seems like he's earned it so far.
Definitely, and with his history, playing as a Patriot and then coming here to coach, I feel like, he's really getting that leeway from the ownership.
Yeah, Kraft knows him, so let's see what we can do. I'm ready for the playoffs, though.
Yeah, no,
playoff Vrabel.
Totally. I really hope that they make the playoffs. But this has been a great coach crush on Mike Vrabel.
I can't believe I have a coach crush.
It's so nice to have a coach that's worthy of having a crush on.
Let's keep it going.
Hell yeah! Great having you back on the Tea Huddle, Kelly.
I can't wait for the final goss.
Oh yeah, it's short and sweet, but Marissa's got it covered. All right, we'll see you in a couple of weeks, Kelly.
All right, thank you. See you soon.
Peace. And that brings us to our final goss.
Final goss.
What do you have for us, Marissa?
Today's final goss is that Nick Bosa from the 49ers might be dating a country singer. So after Megan Maroney went to a 49ers game earlier this month, internet sleuths found that she and Nick Bosa have been following each other on Instagram, and it's rumored that he was seen backstage at one of her shows. So for those like me who aren't as familiar with the country world, Megan Maroney is a new it girl of country music. She's 28, she's from Georgia, and has some previous dating rumors with country star Morgan Wallen. Morgan Wallen, we know because every Billboard iTunes list that comes out is like, oh, he's the top 15 songs every month. And I'm like, I've never heard a Morgan Wallen song. Like, how is he the top songs every single month? And I couldn't name a single Morgan Wallen song, but it's because it's not for me. Anyway,
yeah,
I digress.
Not in that world. I'd never even... I hear the name Morgan Wallen all the time. I had never even heard of Megan Maroney until this very moment.
Well, you know who has heard of her? Nick Bosa.
Nick Bosa.
Because they might be dating. She was asked if she was single, and she said that yes, she's single. But that's what I would say if I had a new boyfriend that I was trying to keep under wraps. Maybe they're just seeing where it's going, don't want to get all the attention. They're not trying to be sidelined at the Lakers game like Justin Herbert and Madison Beer. But it's the new wave of football players dating singers.
Yeah, it seems like a natural fit. It seems like a organic fit for Bosa to be in the country world.
Yes.
That's not a surprise.
And she physically gives Carrie Underwood. She looks like sort of the next Carrie Underwood. And Carrie Underwood dated Tony Romo, right? Didn't she?
You tell me.
Hold on.
You're the goss queen.
Yeah, they dated in 2007 for less than a year. So people online are saying it's like they're the new them, but it's not confirmed. I sort of think they are dating, but we'll keep you posted. We love a new relationship seed that we can water and watch grow and bloom into a beautiful Tavis tree.
Of course. And we love checking in on previous Final Gosses.
Yes.
Well, that's it for this episode.
Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Check us out on Instagram and Twitter.
We'd love to hear from you. We want to know what you want to hear more of, what you like, constructive criticism. Just say hey.
Just say hey. I'm sure weeks 9 and 10 will give us plenty of bad behavior and off-field shenanigans to discuss.
And maybe even other new relationship rumors.
Yeah, something really cool that we don't even know about.
Oh my God. There's another, great piece of goss just around the corner.
Just waiting for us.
And we will be back in 2 weeks to discuss it all.
And until then, stay juicy.